team. You'd have an argument. They have the struggles.
Time out. So,
what's up, world? Welcome back to Charge the Game podcast. I'll be your host here, Chuck. And we got to get into this, man, as Richard Sherman, man, and Skip Bayless, man. I really do like Undisputed. For those who like First Take, I have to say, man, like, First Take is good and all, but I love Undisputed. Number one, number two is Colin Cowherd, and number three is First Thing First with Nick Wright and Kevin Wiles and Chris Broussard. Those are my favorite sports shows in that order. But I'm starting to notice something with Richard Sherman, man. This man really gets out of hand, and the disrespect is real. It's like Skip Bayless times 2, or the black version of Skip Bayless, because he goes at Skip Bayless, but he goes at Skip Bayless and he has to have the last word. Richard Sherman is very much, he's an agitator. That's what he's good at. He likes to get in people's head, and he likes to talk like he's still playing football. I was watching Undisputed earlier this morning and just heard this guy constantly trying to overtalk Skip. Keyshawn Johnson is trying his best to hold his composure and not laugh at him, but there has been several times this whole week, ever since the 49ers were, won the NFC championship game against the Detroit Lions. The Richard Sherman, man, this guy has been all in his feelings. Can't nobody say nothing about his beloved 49ers, which I believe they only picked him up on a 1 or 2 year deal, and he just I get it. He did go to the Super Bowl with him, and he did a lot of great things, but dude, relax. You know what I'm saying? Like, let people talk. You know what I mean? Like, let people, the commentators, your fellow coworkers that you work with, Skip Bayless, one of the guys who believed in you and wanted you on the show, let Skip Bayless talk, man. I want y'all to just watch this clip, man. Watch a few of these snippets of Richard Sherman just agitated.
Almost. Oh, man, did you see when he almost missed?
Yeah.
I almost did this. I saw him win a Green Bay game.
I got another one.
I'm not even going to let you make the point, because you're making a real point.
Whether you like it or not.
And this is what I'm saying, man. Like this man is so infatuated with the San Francisco 49ers. I don't know how these contracts work at FS1, but man, if I'm Skip Bayless and I'm the one, and this is really my show, bro, you're not finna talk to me like that, man. And I get it, man. Skip Bayless, he can get sideways sometimes and he can lose himself, but because of the way Richard Sherman naturally is, because of their altercation that they had way back in the day, Skip Bayless, he treads lightly with Keyshawn Johnson and Richard Sherman, as he knows that these guys are both hotheads. And I kept asking myself, man, why does this guy treat Richard Sherman and Keyshawn Johnson like he's afraid of him, or like he don't give that same energy he gave to Shannon Sharp to these guys? And the only thing I can think of is because these dudes constantly remind us on this show how hot-headed they are. They show us, like Richard Sherman is doing. Keyshawn Johnson is always talking about how it'll be a problem if a coach talk to me like this, or if somebody, I think that has already, taken up real estate in Skip Bayless's, his mind. So it's just like he knows not to go there. But sometimes with a guy like Skip Bayless, man, you kind of gotta have this type of energy just so he will forever know that the stuff that he pulled with Shannon Sharp, you're not about to pull that with these two guys. I've seen enough on this show, and and where is Michael Irvin? You know what I'm saying? Like, I really need to dig into that, because I haven't seen Michael Irvin on this Super Bowl show, man. Like, I was looking forward to hearing his takes on this. So that's another note. But let's listen to a little bit more of Richard Sherman as he goes on this rant. And you heard him say, I'm not going to let you finish the point. How you going to tell the guy who lobbied for you to come on the show, probably gave you a job, a handshake job that he probably did with Colin Cowherd, because Colin Cowherd has employed you on The Volume, which is his YouTube pretty much channel, right? And he knows it works right next to the studio with Skip Bayless. So I'm quite sure that because you work under him at the volume, right? I'm quite sure he put a word in for you to get this job. I could be wrong. But Skip Bayless has often said that he really wanted you. So I don't know, man. This guy be getting beside himself. But let's keep watching.
Against the Detroit Lions. You're down 24-10.
I can show you a touchdown pass
throws another rocket.
See, this is what I foresee. And I don't think that this is going to last with Skip Bayless and Richard Sherman, because I know that Skip Bayless acted out of desperation. When Shannon Sharpe left, those ratings plummet. Yeah, that's straight up. So guess what? He got desperate. He had to go for the heavy hitters, people who were behind the scenes making a name for themselves, and that's Keyshawn Johnson and Richard Sherman. Now he's sitting on this show because his ratings have got back to in good standing. Maybe not the way they used to be when Shannon Sharpe was on the show, but I think that this show is better than First Take. That's just me. Shannon Sharpe yelling, Mad Dog yelling, Stephen A. Smith yelling. That shit gets on my nerve. So I'd rather watch this. At least I get to see Michael Irvin and, Keyshawn Johnson and Richard Sherman. So I appreciate this because it just makes me feel like I'm there at the table with them. But anyway, man, Skip Bayless acted out of desperation, right? And guess what? Now that his ratings are back in the green, back in good standing and status, he probably has had enough of Richard Sherman at this point. And you see Keyshawn Johnson pretty much trying to tell Richard Sherman to calm down. This is like the 10th time on this show I've heard Keyshawn Johnson just say, Richard, just let him speak. Richard, just let him speak. If this is majority stakeholder of Skip Bayless, you owe him that, right? I'm just being honest. You owe him that, man. Like, let the man speak. You cannot be in your feelings because, it's a debate show. You guys are going to go at each other and you guys are going to have disagreements. And don't get me wrong. I know this is probably good for ratings because of the raw emotion from Richard Sherman. But you got to be able to calm down, man, because I like you, Richard Sherman, and I really want you on the show. But, man, you got to get out your feelings when it comes to the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. You are not a football player anymore, Richard. Doesn't matter how youthful and footballish you want to be. The truth of the matter is that is no longer your profession. But, hey, this keeps Skip Bayless in check. So I guess it's kind of good because it's kind of like there's so much to say that they cancel each other out and it all works. So you guys weigh in on this topic and let me know what y'all think on this, man. Like, you're an Undisputed fan. Tap in. If you like the content, do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell so you guys can continue to get the latest when I drop my sports media takes. Thank you guys so much for the love and support. Like always, let me know how you charge the game. Peace.